Hola amigos, I wanted to hop on today and talk to you guys about 5 of some of the biggest ways that we save money, and especially during COVID, everything that's been going on. My husband and I have been trying to become financially independent, which is, we're ways off. That just started. But one of the biggest things is in 2020 we decided that we were going to become debt-free. We are tired of being sick and tired. We are tired of having to owe someone money that should be ours and in our pocket. So we decided, we set a stretch goal of 2020 we're going to be debt-free, and we started implementing a lot of habits and a lot of good things to really help us reach those goals. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about those things. Sorry, this is distracting. Do you guys see this? I have really sensitive skin, so if I like scratch myself at all, you're gonna see it. Yep. All right, that's cool. We'll just hide that there. Anyway, some of the 5 biggest things that we do to save money. Number 1, and I think that this one is huge and everyone should do it, is meal planning and meal prepping. So they go hand in hand for us. We are a little odd. So my husband is from a different country, so he did not grow up around the normal cuisine that I did. He didn't have the cooking experience that I did either, and so it made it really unique actually, because it makes it really fun. So we each pick our own meal for the week. He gets a meal, I get a meal. I lean toward more like vegetarian, vegan type meals, and he'll lean toward just the traditional, something fun, usually something exotic, which I love. And it makes it really fun. And then he cooks his meal, I cook my meal. And what we do is we plan it on Sunday. We sit down, we pick out what we want, we make a whole grocery list, and then we both go shopping together. It's a good way to keep us accountable. It's something fun that we do together. And we make that list and we stick to that list. Sometimes we'll find if we veer off that list, we're gonna have food left over and it goes to waste, and we both hate that. We don't wanna spend more money than we need, and this really helps us to keep on track. So with that, he will cook a large meal Sunday afternoon usually, and we will have that for like the next 3 days. He takes his lunch to work. I work from home right now, so I eat whatever is here, is usually that food, and then the same thing for dinner, same thing next day. We don't mind eating the same thing day after day. It doesn't bother us. I know that bothers some people, and if that does, you can definitely meal prep different meals on the Sunday. That'll make it easier to cook throughout the week. That's completely up to you guys. This way just worked best for us. Yeah, and then Wednesday night is my night. I cook, and then we have the meal that lasts us all the way until Saturday. Usually we will get something either out to eat Friday or Saturday night. We usually pay for that with our own money, so it's not something that we are both, it's not in the budget. It's our only thing, it's our only us. So it's totally fine, we can afford that. But that's about it. Otherwise we just have eggs, oatmeal, things that we eat for breakfast. We don't factor that in, we're kind of on our own for that. We always have staples on hand, so if there's anything that if we run out of food early, then we just make it work. We just eat whatever we have. I always make sure I have at least 2 fruits on hand, and just at least 1 snack for the week. So that is a huge thing that saves us money. One of the other biggest things that saves us money is trying not to keep up with everybody else. And I know this one's such a cliche because everybody says it, but it's so true. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about this before, my crappy cave basement apartment. I'm actually super blessed to have this place, and I'm so thankful for it. But it really is just one of those like, not the best. It's in a basement. It's pretty large for a 1-bedroom. It has a really tiny kitchen. So most of our kitchen and cooking is done outside of the kitchen over here on our table. But it's perfect. It allows us to save a lot of money. It sucks that I don't get to have a lot of people over, and not that I would want to have a lot of people over to this place. It's not, yeah. it's not the best. It's not terrible, it's just a mental thing for me that I know it's not as good as it could be. It has carpet instead of wood floors, just really silly, superficial things, but I am learning to accept that and get better about that. I'm not trying to compare myself to others. This is what I need to do in my life right now in order to reach the goals that I want to reach, and my husband is really good supporter of that. He encourages me all the time and just reminds me, you know, this will help us reach our goal, and he's right, and I know that, but I'm a girl. Sometimes I just complain for fun. Along with that is we only have one car, and so I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, when are you gonna get another car for your husband to drive? We're probably not for a really long time. Where we live, we do need to drive places, but right now the one car is working out. My work is really flexible, so if I need to go, I wake up, I drop him off at work, which is really close, thankfully, and then I come home and continue working, and then I'll go pick him up when I need to. It's not a big deal. It hasn't been too bad yet. We don't have kids yet, so it's not a super struggle. It works for now. We're not trying to keep up with other people. We don't need it. And it helps us. That is a huge money saving thing. Number 3, I am very into self-care. I think it's super important to take care of yourself, to work out, to do the things that make you feel good. However, I do not want to spend a lot of money on that, nor can I spend a lot of money on those kinds of things, so I always try to find ways around that. And one of the biggest things was I always wanted to just have my nails done all the time. It makes me feel pretty, it makes me feel made up. Even though I'm wearing, you know, a t-shirt right now, my nails are done, and I feel like I have accomplished something and I look somewhat put together because of that. I know it's a silly thing, but it's a big mental thing for me. And so I saved and saved for a while. I looked into different things. I tried doing them on my own, but my nails are just terrible. They break and chip all the time, so I finally looked into getting my own gel nail polish kit. And I did, and I love it so much. So glad I did. I don't know if you guys can see, I did my nails myself, which honestly, I cannot believe I did. And they look this good. It saves me a ton of money. I'm able to do it pretty often. Right now I have just 4 colors, and I'm gonna try and stick with those for pretty long time now. Nail polish can last a really long time, and it should be plenty for me, and that saves me like so much money. Going $50 for kind of a cheap manicure is a lot of money per month. Oh my gosh, I should have added this up beforehand, but it's a lot. The other thing is I cut my own hair at home. I do my own oil treatments. My hair is curly, so it kind of does whatever it wants. Today I did not do it. But usually I'm pretty good about taking care of my hair, and we basically have tried to find the healthiest products at the cheapest level. We really try to find things that we know are going to not hinder us. Like, I don't have a lot of sulfates or parabens and things in my shampoo, conditioner, gels, all that stuff. We try to go as natural as possible. As long as it's affordable and it works for us. We really shop around, try a couple different things before we make a decision on one product. And that will really save us money, because once we find what we know we like, we don't have to waste our time on all these other things. The 4th way that we probably save the most amount of money is we almost never buy anything full price. There's my Alexa alarm. Alexa, turn off the alarm. Wonder what that was for. Uh-oh. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we try to never buy anything full price, ever, no matter what it is. We try really hard to find an app that will give us like a certain percentage off, even if it's 1%. Even if it's 25 cents off, we try really hard to just never pay full price for something. We shop around, we do our due diligence. Usually that saves us in a couple different ways, because it makes sure that we're reading reviews, that we're looking into the item, that if we're going to spend our hard-earned money on it, that it's going to be something worth it that we actually want. Sometimes we've looked into these things a lot and then realized that we just don't want to spend the money on it right now. We just decided, you know, we don't actually need this as much as we thought we did, and that will save us money just by looking into it and taking time to try and find a deal. Or like big ticketed items, I really want a Vitamix blender, things like that we will plan ahead for and save up and try and get on like Black Friday, something like that, but we try to never pay full price for anything. The other thing, like I just said, I kind of gave you a sneak peek there, number 5 is plan ahead. We try to plan ahead for everything. Christmas is not a surprise, comes every year. Same thing with birthdays, not a surprise. The only thing that I would say would be a surprise as far as like gift giving throughout the year would be like weddings. You don't always know when those are coming up, or graduations. You don't always know how many people you'll know are graduating for that year. But we try to plan ahead for those kinds of things. We get together at the beginning of the year and we say, okay, you know, how many people are we buying for Christmas? How many birthdays are there throughout the year? Those kinds of things, and we budget it out. And so each month we put a little bit of money away that allows us, when those kinds of things come up, we can then say, oh, we already have that money and we can buy them a gift. It makes it so easy, so relaxing, not stressful at all, because I used to just get to Christmas and be like, oh my gosh, I have no money, I'm so broke, what am I gonna buy people for Christmas? Like, I want them to have nice gifts, but I don't want to just like put everything on a credit card and be paying it off for the next, you know, 12 months till Christmas comes around again. So we try really hard to plan ahead. That's so important. But those are just 5 things that we do that really, really saves us a lot of money. It gets us in a good habit, mindset to follow in other areas of our lives as well. It all kind of just trickles over into the other areas in creating these great money-saving habits. But I would love to know what you guys do. What are some things that you do to save money? Do you guys do any of the things that we do? Do you do them differently or possibly better? I would love to know. Yeah, so let me know what you guys do in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.